Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Kooplings, and welcome back to the Nintendo Shack, the weekly Nintendo podcast on the PSVG Podcast Network. Tonight we record episode 155, and we're going to talk about some Hyrule Warrior secrets, amongst some other items. Rounding out my podcast Triforce of Epicness is none other than GB and Miss Bex. What's going on, guys?
Hello.
Doing good.
You just made me think, what Triforce would each of us hold?
Oh,
Triforce of Power, right here. I feel like that's pretty...
I think Garrett needs the Triforce of Wisdom because he's so smart, but I don't know if I could hold the Triforce of Courage.
I think you could.
I have like Drunken Courage. I can swap with you. I have Liquid Courage.
I like it.
Does that work?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Before we get into what we're playing, let's thank those that help support the cause over at patreon.com/PSVG. So, thank you, Edwin Callow, Barry Cathcart, Josh the Bonesaw Borboni, Chris McElfresh, Devin Tias, Kyle Heyman, Michael Masick, Zach Bradshaw, Nick Falthaber, Paul Calico, Rude Days 93, Rob Emanuel, and Grouchy Surge. And over there from the UK, Ben Moxham.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Did the
One more person.
Did the Decade of Horror artwork, the logo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Ben's got skills, mad skills.
Nice.
So, what are you guys up to? What you up to, Rebecca?
I have been pretty busy with work, so I really haven't been doing a whole lot of gaming this week. Fun stuff streaming. I got stuck in Illusion of Gaia, so I decided to take a little bit of a break because there was one boss that I just could not beat. I tried over and over, couldn't do it. Tough as nails game. So naturally, I decided to try another tough as nails game. Someone suggested that I try out Earthworm Gym. Have you ever heard of that one?
Oh, yeah.
It's old, like
heard of
weird,
it.
bizarre. Have you beat it?
No, Rebecca, I don't beat most games.
I
I could probably...
know you don't like hard games either.
I could probably count the games that I have beaten versus the ones that I haven't. Just assume I haven't beaten them until I tell you otherwise.
Well, it's hard. I'm using save states. I'm emulating. I'm using save states. I'm using infinite lives cheat code.
Get you a Game Shark.
I'm still struggling. There was one part where it took me 2 hours to do the entire level because games were hard back then. They made them tough on purpose so that when you rented them from Blockbuster, you wouldn't be able to beat it and you'd have to go out and buy it so that you could play it for longer.
That level you played for 2 hours looked extremely dumb.
It was
the dumbest thing. He had to control a submarine.
The water level, the infamous water level. That's
sorry, Jason.
You had to control the submarine, and if you hit the wall, your glass panel would break and crack a little bit, so you could only hit it so many times, but it was also timed because you would run out of oxygen. You only had 100 seconds to get through the entire thing, and some of them got very narrow. Took me a very, very long time to do it. I didn't give up. I persevered, and I got through it.
I'd rather have Earthworm Gym than Oddworld.
I've never played Oddworld.
Just saying.
I haven't played Oddworld either.
I have
those are games I don't want to play.
Grind against Oddworld. I'm almost upset that it's still around. Every time I see it, I'm almost offended.
Why is it on PS5?
I'm like, why is this the thing? Of all the games that have come and gone, this is the one that stayed? I can't play Eternal Darkness or NCAA, but somebody keeps giving Oddworld money? What the hell's happening?
These games have a cult following. I didn't really know much about this game before I started it, but as soon as I started streaming it, people were like, "Oh my god, it's Earthworm Gym! This was my childhood." I'm like, okay. It was fun. Very crude humor.
You're playing on Super Nintendo?
Yeah, I know there's a Genesis version.
I was about to say, every time I think Earthworm Gym, I think Genesis. In my head, I think of my Genesis controller and everything.
But it's funny, he's launching cows and he says groovy, and then you go through asteroids through space, anti-asteroids. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Besides that, I really haven't been playing a whole lot. Still doing my Animal Crossing grind for Halloween. And
how's that coming?
The Halloween?
Yeah, is there any new events? Here's the thing.
Well, they have the pumpkin growing.
Okay.
which I feel like I grew like 500 pumpkins on my island thinking, okay, this is the crafting item that I need. But now Nook's Cranny Store is selling one of those pumpkin items that you can craft with every single day.
Yep.
So I don't know why I grew 500 pumpkins when I can just buy them from the store every day.
Wow. Okay, so that's a good segue for my question. Being the fake Animal Crossing fan that I am and not understanding how this game works anymore, what do I need to know to effectively go trick-or-treating? Because this is really all I care about. The only reason I even have this game anymore is so I can go trick-or-treating once a year.
So I don't think it's, from what we've seen, I don't think it's going to be like in previous games, the trick-or-treating. You have to buy candy in the Nook's Cranny Store. You can only buy once a day, candy once a day. So you should start buying now if you want enough for all of your villagers. Then on Halloween night, you can take one candy and give it to one each for each of your villagers and give it to each of your villagers. And they'll give you something in return.
Can I come to your island and go trick-or-treating? Can I go to Kyle's island and go trick-or-treating?
I don't think so. I mean, we could do our own fun thing, but it's not like game...
We can make up our trick-or-treating.
I've been looking forward to this all year. Like, I want to go see, I want to go to, a
your
haunted house
villagers
or something.
will be in costume. They will be in costume.
I don't care about what my villagers are doing. I could care less about them.
Here's what you should do. You should find somebody who's really into Animal Crossing, who's setting up their island to be really decked out for it, and maybe it'll be spooky, and maybe you could tour their island.
I need somebody that's what I need. I need somebody to send me.
It looks like Garrett's doing that. He's waving.
That you?
Oh, yes. My girlfriend is
I need a haunted house.
Okay, haunted house, no.
I want
but she
a
has
full-blown Animal Crossing haunted house.
There's probably people like that. You could
that's true.
Twitter it.
I need somebody.
Just tweet it out.
I need somebody to help me find that. That's all I want in this game. And if I can't do it, then I'm going to continue to rag on it for the rest of the year. That's all that's going to happen.
No, the Animal Crossing community, they do crazy stuff with their islands. I'm sure there's going to be haunted hay rides. Somebody will probably come up with.
There's got to be like custom costumes that I can go find, right? Like somebody's going to make me like a Chucky costume that I can put on or something.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I need help. See, it's like
I will look for. I
want all these things, but I'm not actually going to put in zero effort to accomplish any of them.
You just want to see all the things.
I will find a custom Chucky outfit for your character.
Ooh, that excites me. That excites me quite a bit.
There we go.
Anything else?
Not really for me.
What's up, GB? What you got?
So,
if you say Atelier Rising one more time.
You even said it wrong again. I think you did it on purpose.
Look, here's the thing. Everybody says it wrong. Nobody knows. It's a mystery.
Atelier is an actual word.
Wait, did you say Atelier?
No, yeah, he said Atelier, like Atlas. Anyways, yes, I've been playing that game still while I watch Netflix. It's a good grind game. Yeah, game of the year. Actually, I'm about to talk about game of the year. But I just want to talk about the third-party dock I just got.
Ooh, I've got one too, so we can do this together.
Yes, so I got on Amazon. It's just a generic. It says literally replaceable Switch dock, and there's no name.
You got the same one that Kevin did, right?
Exactly. Yes, I did.
It looks just like the Insignia one that I have been like proponing for years, except it's thinner and smaller. It's lower to the ground. It's like they made it wider and shorter than the Insignia one I have, but the design is very much the same.
Yeah, so it's really cool because it stands like in front of you like a little TV or like a tablet or whatever.
Like the Wii U.
And like the Wii U, exactly. It looked great, actually.
Which is what Nintendo was trying not to do. They were like, we need a fake piece of plastic here.
It works. You fit in your Switch. It outputs my monitor just fine. What I like about it, there is a power button on the back. So if you want to turn it off, you can, and you'll just output on the Switch screen, the handheld screen. Do
you know why that's important?
Why?
Because on the Insignia one, which I had like 3 of them. I sent one to Haley. I've always liked them. They came out the year the Switch came out.
Okay.
And that was when we had like the Hori one that bricked consoles and everybody was scared.
I've
heard about that.
The only one that wasn't bricking consoles.
Yeah, everybody was terrified, and I kept trying to say it over and over and over again. I was like, this Insignia one is good. Don't be afraid. But it had one flaw or a minor annoyance. Certain times you would put the Switch in and it wouldn't dock. Like it wouldn't export. So what you had to do is unplug the power cable, plug it back in. So when you two started sharing pictures of your thing, I was like, they fixed the design. They realized there was something wrong with it. I guarantee you the engineers or whoever made this, I guarantee you it's the same. They look almost identical. And I was like, they fixed it. Now you can turn the power supply off, turn it back on, kind of refreshes the signal, exports out the thing. I bet I would posture that's why that's there.
Yeah, that's one good reason. Another reason is if, someone else like next to me is like, hey, I want to watch TV. I just turn that power button off and I just, I can probably play with my Pro controller.
Does it charge if you turn the power off?
No, that's the thing. It turns off the power altogether, which makes sense.
Sure.
Other than that, it has a USB, two USB 2.0, one 3.0. Got all the bells and whistles. So
$20, right?
$20.
Can't
It's really cheap.
Can't beat it.
Yeah.
I might get one.
It was really good. I think it was $24 or something like that. Other than that, I haven't played much Switch games, but I want to talk about a game that I've dropped everything. And I've been playing this game that's coming on Switch soon, but I am playing on PC right now, and that's Genshin Impact.
I've been hearing a lot about this game.
Yep.
It's coming to Switch.
It is coming to Switch, made by a Chinese developer, MiHoYo, something like that. It is a Breath of the Wild inspired free-to-play RPG. Yeah, action RPG. I would say it grabs a lot of the art style and music and atmosphere of Breath of the Wild. But once you actually go through and play it, like the combat's similar and the enemies are similar, but like the gameplay loop is totally different because you got quests, you got statues. There's some like temples, like challenges, but it's not like your like Breath of the Wild puzzles. It's more like there's enemies and challenges here and there, and you just go through and attack whatever. This game is beautiful. It looks great. I think what it does best in free-to-play wise, you actually control multiple characters. So you set up a party, like 4 characters or whatever. Each of them have their own style. There could be a mage, it could be a bow. There's a couple of skills here and there. There's not like too many. It's just like 2 skills. It's like your short, whatever special skill, and then like your ultimate power. What it does best, I think, is elemental damage and defense. A lot of monsters have different like element defenses, like ice and shock and water. And then you can like change your characters to like kind of like Pokemon is like what's super effective against it. What I've actually done is like mix elements together. You can use wind to like shoo them off or whatever. I automatically switch a character. It's seamless.
Like a gust of wind?
Like a gust of wind, yeah. And then you shoot fire. And it's like a fire tornado.
Like a flamethrower? Like fire spin?
Like fire spin, yes. But you know what? It's all action, right? So it's like really cool.
So it's like a mix between Zelda and Pokemon.
Kind of. But with JRPG waifus and husbandos.
That's what I thought Monster Hunter Stories was.
Did they say this will also be free to play on Switch?
Yeah, it definitely is. The gacha element of this, I haven't hit that peak yet, but I know what it is. It's you get these packs like Fire Emblem, you can open them and they have weapons, I like equips and then characters. You can get more characters off of these, and these characters have ratings. So if you want to get more and more of these characters, you can. What I felt and what most people have felt, you really don't need to be in the gacha like scene. You don't need to buy much money to really get into this game. I know Jace has capped already. Of course he has. He's got the battle pass, but he was able to get enough currency in game to get more battle passes. It's not really scheme-like, I think, to pay to win type of thing. So I just want to say, I just been thinking about this game probably for the past 3 days. I'll probably play it a lot more until more games come out later this year. Yeah, be on the lookout on Switch. I hope it's cross-play with Switch and PC. So it's out on PC, mobile, and PS4 right now. PS4 is not cross-save. It's like a different UI system or whatever. But mobile and PC are. And I can imagine Switch is going to be cross-save because it has an Android-based, system going on there.
I followed this game for years, and I was there in Jace's day one stream and watching him play it. I was all about it back when I thought it was a Breath of the Wild clone. And then once I started seeing that it's not a Breath of the Wild clone, I've just forgotten about it.
Yeah, the Ubisoft game is more Breath of the Wild clone than
100%.
This.
And I think that's exactly what happened. I was like, well, I'll just head over to Phoenix Rising instead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is funny because people were breaking their consoles, like people smashing PlayStation 4s and stuff when they thought it was Breath of the Wild clone. And I was like, I'm here for all the Breath of the Wild clones. Like, you give me 9 of them, like all the time. I would play these all the time. Keep it coming.
As long as they're good, as long as they have that polish.
Exactly. As long as they're good, let's do it. Like,
Definitely.
Hey, this game was great. Let's copy it. Like, that's been done literally every other game. So why not Breath of the Wild?
It's funny because I think they literally did that. They took all the like good parts, like, yeah, we can probably just copy that and just like bring it over and make it like fit with our game.
Make
and
it better for them. Mm-hmm.
The character upgrade scheme in each of these characters are constellations like Skyrim upgrades. Like it's a blatant ripoff.
I think I saw your tweet about that.
I was like, wait.
You're like, This looks familiar.
Wow. That's
Let
good.
me tell you. Yeah.
It's a good preview. Hopefully, it makes the port well.
I'm a little afraid about that because PS4 constant frame drops. Ooh. Even on a 1080p monitor with PS4 Pro, it's not optimized very well. It's easier on the eyes on my 4K TV because I don't really see the frame drops as much. But on my 1080p monitor, when I was there, I was like, no, I can't do this. I need to play on my PC now.
So probably don't hold out hope. The gotcha thing is another thing. Like I don't know what it is with me. I can't get into it. Like it's like a wall. I have like a resistance to get into any game that I just can't buy and play. Like, hey, we're gonna get $6 from you every month. It's like, well, then I don't want to play anymore. It's like an instant turnoff.
I would rather pay for the full game than do the little microtransactions.
And I have done it. I played quite a bit of Fire Emblem Heroes. Like I have done it. But here's the thing: what I usually have like a rule, and Shackless has probably heard me say this before. The Pokemon Cafe, same way, exact same thing. Somebody gives me a game. It's like this infinitely game. What I usually do is I throw them like $10. I play that as far as it'll take me, and that's it. And then I'm done, and I never play it again.
Yeah. I think I want to compare the gacha scheme to actually Destiny 2. Okay. And you have a base game now, and it's free to play. What I want to see from this developer is creating a lot more updates to this and like probably put more single player campaign into this. You can put a paywall in there to say, hey, no, like if you want to get into more of this content, you're going to have to pay a little bit more to get in there. I would be totally down with that. And then you'll have like a battle pass, and it's like pretty similar to Destiny 2, where you're just grinding out loot, you're grinding out characters, and you're going through raids with friends, and you're doing quests. I feel like it's going to be the same kind of scheme as Destiny. Sword and Shield. Sure. Yeah.
All over again. Got it.
Not the same at all.
Anyways, you have these Pokeballs.
You catch these monsters that can fit in your pocket.
Exactly. They have elements,
I play more Lego. Totally in a Lego game. Like it's kind of weird, but having a blast. I shared some screens and some videos on our account. I got the the whole life finds a way. Like of course that's great. I'm having a blast. Just kind of, who doesn't like Jurassic Park? So I'm having fun with that. My wife has started joining me. We've never co-opted a Lego game together. I always want to. I buy them all the time with the idea, but it never happens. But she was into Fall Guys. We were playing Fall Guys, and she was like, I want to play something else. And I was like, grab a controller. And she popped in as a character, and then she didn't like, I immediately started like beating her up.
Funny.
She was like, stop doing it. But then when I showed her like how we both use our ability to complete a little puzzle together, she gets that, right? And then she can ride like in the Jeep with me, and I can handle all the navigation. We found a fit and a groove. We've played it a couple nights in a row, so I think she likes it.
That's the perfect kind of game for that. You got to play Human Fall Flat with her. That sounds like that's a good co-op game for you too.
Really?
Yeah, I played that with Sam co-op. It's good.
Is that like the physics thing?
There's like weird physics elements to it, but you're using two people and then kind of solving the puzzles in the world to get through the level.
Okay. All right, maybe.
It's good for like people who are
I'll look into it.
Kind of into games, but like there's like 3 buttons.
When you say that, I think Octodad, Snake Pass, like I hated those games. I know people love them.
Hard to control.
Wolf, yeah.
No, this isn't hard to control. There's like 3 buttons.
Okay.
You move and like better. You climb and you jump.
Garrett, I also got a new dock. I got the Genki travel dock, the little thing that was on Kickstarter that everybody talked about last year. I can report what the internet has already reported 8 months ago that it totally works.
Good.
I got it on Amazon. It was on sale. I think it's originally like $80. It was on sale for like $59.99, and then with Prime Day there was a coupon, and then if you had a Prime card there was also a thing, and I had like $12 of rewards points, so I ended up getting it for like $38-ish.
That's pretty good.
It arrived today. I brought it downstairs. I was like, all right, I'm going to set it up. And I moved my dock out of the way. I hid all the cables. I tied them all together, a little thing. And then what I did is you basically just end up, instead of having a dock with cables and like this thing, you just have this one cord, right? Just this USB-C cord. That's it. Mm-hmm. Because everything else is behind the TV, everything else hidden. So what I did is I Velcroed that to the HDMI cable to the actual television. So it looks like one cable as it runs up. And then just from behind the TV, I just pull the old USB out, stick it in the switch. Boom, there's a dock and it charges and everything. I just lay the switch on the thing. I've sold docks now. Like just hours later, I was like, I no longer need these giant pieces of plastic. And obviously they're small and all that, but the amount of cable management that just went away. Like if I was to take a picture of what it looked like before and what it looks like now, it's so simplistic and minimal now. I'm like, well, I kind of don't want the other thing anymore. So I moved my Animal Crossing dock upstairs to the living room TV because I still love that dock. That dock's gorgeous. I'm not getting rid of that at all. But I did sell my Let's Go dock and my Smash dock. Because my Smash dock has already been sitting in a drawer. Like I bought it because I thought it looked cool, but I don't have anywhere to put it. It's been sitting in a drawer. So I just got rid of those, and I love this little thing. They make they make outlet surge protector things that you can plug your TV into. They go into the outlet that'll stop your TV from shorting out. It's like the size of one of those. It's tiny. Like
it's very tiny. I've seen those. It
fits in the palm of your hand.
USB drives, like thumbsticks.
Yeah, it's amazing. I was like, dude, for $30, man, this was great.
And you could bring it with you. You could travel it with you. I think that was the main, reason to make it.
I need to get one now.
It throws in a case. You can throw it in your case or a bag. That's the cool thing about it. But for me, I just want to use it just as a thing. It cleared up so much stuff. I don't know how about you guys. Since I started doing game tech, I've started doing the cable stuff. Like Dev's got me all in cable management. I have got these little clips that hold your cables so they don't fall behind the TV and stuff. And I've got them glued to the back of all my TV things and everything. So I've hidden all the cables away from view everywhere, except for my main computer desk here.
Do you want to come organize mine? Mine are really bad.
I'm contracting Dev.
Really bad.
He's got me in it.
Cable management.
I've got Velcro straps.
People murder me and then drive over here and fix it for me.
I got all kinds of stuff now. And this dock is perfect for that because I don't know about you guys. I was always so you guys have seen my little TV center that I have down here in the basement where I play games at. I basically use a dresser as a TV stand. I have this old dresser from our old house. We bought new furniture. So I have this really big dresser. It looks great, right? TV sits right on it. The Switch dock, even though I had the cables wired together, I still always saw the cables because I didn't put the dock at the back of the dresser. It was towards the front. So I just had this line of cables that was always there. And I never really liked it. And I could never quite move it. At one point I had the dock kind of behind the TV a little bit so I could kind of hide it. But now it's all gone. Now I just have this one little cable. And you don't even see it because I just pull it out from the HDMI cable and just plug it in. So I love it. It's great.
Good.
So I know Grouchy Surge had one. We had several people in the Discord that've got them over the time. They told us about them. And who knows? Maybe I'll have the same feeling about those new Joy-Con when they come in. Those Split Pad Pro or whatever, because I was just this is amazing.
I can't wait till you test those out.
Well, I'm going to test them out with Smash Bros. Because I've been playing Smash Bros. This week.
Okay.
I was playing on the Joy-Con. That was the first time. This is the first time I played on the original Switch with the Joy-Con in a while. And I was like, kind of like this.
Yeah. I can understand that. I played 3DS Super Smash Brothers, man. Oh my gosh.
Little, yeah.
Obviously, Minecraft Steve is out. So we got the stage, we got Steve, and Jack loves him. I have not played as him, but Jack loves him. And I did play against Jack on the stage. And the stage is cool. Jack thinks he's really, really cool. He's trying to tell me all the things he can do. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Totally bought Travis, did the sword fighter, set everything up as Travis, went in there, played a match, beat Jack, took pictures of beating Jack as Travis, posted those, and then I left Smash. It's good. 75 cents. I really like the Mii fighter. It's still a bummer. And one thing that I realized after the show last week that I didn't mention, one of the biggest reasons why I wanted Travis in Smash was to have a Travis touchdown amiibo. And we will never have one.
That's true.
And that sucks.
Yeah, probably never.
Yeah, that really sucks.
Maybe a fan made one? Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
The other thing that I wish, this is the other little piece of feedback notice that I had. So I know Travis is not in Smash, and I know he's not going to get on the tile screen, and I understand why. But here's the thing. With the costume fighters, specifically the costume fighters that get their own sets, right? So we have a couple of those, right? We've got the Labo fighter. We've got the Undertale one. Who's that?
Mm-hmm.
That guy? Sans. Yeah, so we got Sans. There's another one, right? There's 2 or 3 more in there that are like just full blown. They're basically like separate characters, but they're on Mii's, but they have like their own full costume.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they put a character art when you select that Mii fighter. So like now when the screen loads up and you do like the head to head, it's like generic Mii fighter face that they kind of blur out. But of course I named the fighter Travis. So it says Travis up the top. And I'm just like, come on, man. Like you did the costume. Just, you can't put a JPEG in here of his face or something. Just make me feel a little bit better about it. I think that would be a really, really cool, neat addition that they could do for some of these. Like, it would be cool if Sans, like, and obviously you'd have to put in a little logic, right? If a Mii fighter has these 3 things, right? Like, show this picture.
That shouldn't be too hard to do, no. Right. And I think that would also like give a more, this is what this character actually looks like versus here's what the Mii fighter costume looks like, because they're not exactly, you know, 1-to-1 there.
I don't even think they do the Mii fighter. Like, it just shows generic Mii fighter and it's like kind of blurred out. So it doesn't even show you the costume and everything. It's like, oh, this kind of sucks. That was the only downside to it when I was playing. I was like, this would have been, if they had done that, it would have felt like Travis was more into the game, right? Like, he's not in, but he's in. I would have felt better if they just included a JPEG for me.
You know, we both have our most wanted characters as costume fighters now. Skull Kid was always my favorite, and he is the assist trophy and also the costume now, so he has no chance ever. But you can play him as the costume, but you're right, it doesn't feel the same.
That's a bummer. I'm playing Axiom Verge. I started that. I started it because I'm not getting Mario Kart Live, which I do want to talk to you guys about why. So I was like, well, that shoots my entire month. I've got nothing to do until November 20th. So I don't know what I'm doing over here. So I bought Axiom Verge a few weeks ago. And I was like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and start it. Like, I wanted to wait until I wanted to get into something. And to be quite honest with you, I have nothing to get into. Have you guys played it already? Both of you?
No, I haven't.
No, but it's been on my radar because it looks exactly like Super Metroid.
Oh, yeah. It's Super Metroid, and it is awesome. Its soundtrack kills.
I've heard the soundtrack is so good.
Good. I wasn't expecting that. Like, the music is stellar from the get-go, and the game is fast. Gets you into the Metroid super fast. I got power-ups the first 30 minutes. I had nice power-ups. Like, you get them moving. I'm not done with the first area yet. I only played for like 2 hours, so I did like the first 2 hours-ish. I'm not using a guide or anything. I'm just, hopping around on my own. I haven't found it too difficult. I've died a few times. I think I've died more times just trying to figure out what stuff was. Like, I came across like this gate that was all glitchy, and I didn't know what to do, so I shot at it, and it didn't do anything, so I jumped into it, and it killed me. I was like, oh.
I was like, don't do that yet.
Right. Yeah, for it yet, yeah.
Don't do that. So I've died more about that. I think the first boss I fought, I died once. But it's not like hard. I have yet to feel like, oh, this is tough. I'm not having that at all. So I think the plan is to, I'm playing Pumpkin Jack for review, by the way. And Embargo is still next week, so I can't tell you guys about it. But I'm excited about that one. So I'm going to beat that, and then I'm just going to go full blown Axiom Verge. That's my plan for the weekend. Cool. Try to get through Pumpkin Jack, go full on Axiom Verge, sit down, put on the headphones, and kind of get lost in it because I'm kind of digging it. Which brings me to Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. I am not happy. I am not happy about this game.
So sorry.
I'm sorry.
It kind of stings. I've been looking forward to this game since the Direct. It was my highlight of the Direct. I was like, this looks incredible. Remember, I told you I had all these ideas. We're going to make up our own courses. We're going to put obstacles in it. We're going to do some ramps. We're going to go outside. Yeah, you can't do any of that, according to Nintendo. None of that stuff that got me exciting is really allowed. So here's the interesting thing about this game. This game has been hard to pre-order for months. It's been sold out everywhere. I called my GameStop, and I was like, hey, are you going to have any? And they're like, we're going to have 2 or 3 units that you can buy. So if you come up here Friday morning and sit in line, you can get one, which I was going to do. The plan was to buy 2 of them. One of the things that I'm not super happy about is they didn't have a 2-racer bundle. Like, I get that you sell it with Labo, but it's Mario Kart. It's a multiplayer game.
It's not right. I think it should come with 2 cars anyway.
And it's a toy. It's for kids. And you want to play against your friends. Like, I don't get it. So the barrier of entry, if I wanted to play with Jack, is $200. That's a lot for a game.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Or they don't even sell the cars separately either, so that you could
Yep.
buy one unit and then buy an extra car without buying the extra stuff.
Yep.
That's how they get you.
So I've been searching everywhere, all this, and here's the other thing about this game there's nothing out there to find. Like, we got reviews yesterday, but leading up to it, there's no marketing blitz, there's no preview cycle, There's nothing. Like, nobody has it, nobody's talking about it.
One tweet on the official account.
It's freaking Mario Kart. It's like their biggest franchise. I'm like, where is the news? So here was the deciding factor. I go, all right, so I'm gonna buy 2 of these carts, which I'm willing to do if that's what it's gonna take. Like, if that's what it takes for me and Jack to have a good time, then that's the cost. So I was like, can I use both of the gates? That's the thing. It's like, I gotta buy 2 carts. I gotta have, each pack comes with 4 gates. So I was like, well, can we make a track with 8 gates? No. You have to use 4, and you can use no more than 4. You can't use 3. It has to be 4. You can't use 5. So now I have to buy the stupid cardboard for $100 that I don't even use. So I'm like super pissed about it. Like,
yeah, but they said, don't they? Even though you can spread the 4 gates out pretty far, they all have to be within your, line of sight or so on.
Which is where I was going. So I'm like super pissed that I've got to buy this thing. I'm super pissed I can't get the carts. I'm feeling like I am not getting my money's worth. And you guys know this, I hate that. That's like the one thing that I can't really do. Like, I want to feel like I'm getting my value for my money. I want to spend my money as best as I can. And I feel like I'm just throwing it away. Like, I'm just giving them $70 extra for another cart, right? Is how I feel. And then the reviews come out. And you can't be any more than 15 meters away from your car. You can't have it drive behind a wall. You can't have it lose sight. You can't take it outside. You don't put it over ramps. Apparently, the tires suck up dog hair so much that several reviewers had to pop the wheels off and pull the hair out. I've got an army of animals, dog hair everywhere. I was like, I'm just not going to get this game anymore. Like, this is awful. This is the game I've been looking forward to, I think, for 6 weeks. And now it's just, I can't do it.
I also saw that it glitches too every now and then.
There's some drops and I was worried about that when we saw it. Remember, I was like, how well does this video streaming thing work? And apparently that's why you can't. So in my head, I had this idea that we would go like under the coffee table in the living room, down the hallway, swoop back, go through the dining room, circle in the kitchen, and come back. Not a chance.
No.
Couldn't do any of that.
Honest, who has? I'm sure there are plenty, people, but not everybody's going to have the space to make a nicely sized track that's within your line of sight.
Yep. And you can't take it outside. Because apparently the video camera doesn't work like super well in the sunlight, and they just don't want you to do that, and it's probably the dirt in the tires. So I just feel like it's not worth it.
Yeah, and sounds like reviewers were saying that it takes more effort to make the courses that are actually fun.
You can't remember them anymore. And obviously like true. You can't like save them, but like you would think that maybe you could have like a course set, but nope, every time you do it, you've got to redrive the track. So yeah, it just feels like
kids aren't going to want to do that every time.
It would be great.
Pick it up and play.
It's going to be like Labo VR. It's going to be great for a weekend. And then after that, and it's like, but Labo VR wasn't $200.
Yeah.
$200. Like, that's my big, I was like, I'm just wasting money at this point. Do you have any idea how far you have to drive me off from not wanting to buy a first party Nintendo game? Like this is how far you have to give me multiple reasons to not purchase.
So I would not buy this for $99 at this time. I am getting a review copy for Twinfinite to review, which I'm excited to check it out. I'm planning on, Sam has a 9-year-old cousin who I'm planning on taking it over there, playing it with her, setting up with her, and playing it with a 9-year-old because I don't have kids. I feel like this is meant for families, for kids. But I'm trying to think of like the space to do it at. Like, I don't have a whole lot of space to set this up if it can't be in the line of sight. I
could do it here in my basement, but I have a raised tile platform that I don't think the cart would make it up. I'd have to build like a little ramp.
We
or
have a
something.
lot of carpets, and I feel like it might work on carpets, but probably not very well.
Yeah, probably not.
I was also thinking garage.
That would
Garage
work.
might be good, but there's not a whole lot of interesting things in the garage. It's going to go in a circle or in a.
You got to sweep the floor too.
Figure 8. So we'll see. I'm hoping that it arrives tomorrow so I can dive into it this weekend.
This is a real bummer. It's a real bummer that they didn't make a pack. It's a bummer that that the game is as limited as it is. That's first and foremost. Like outside of the cost and everything, that's a bummer because, I mean, you guys heard how excited I was when we had the direct. I was like, we're going to make ramps. We're going to build stuff. We're going to have stuff outside. We're going to go through all these rooms. Yeah, can't do any of that.
And for that price, I feel like it has to be a substantial thing.
I thought that was the whole point of the game when they showed it. Like, that's the point of the game is so you get creative and you build stuff and you make your own Mario Kart game. Other than that, it's a local-only Mario Kart. Like, you can't even play online or anything. So it's like, that was the fun part.
It seems like it's a glorified RC car that will show on your Switch screen.
Yeah, it's a tech demo.
It really
You're
is.
paying $100 for a tech demonstration.
For a tech demo.
It's like we're trying out something,
And I feel like it would have been great if all of those limitations weren't there, and then they made like a 4-pack with like 12 gates, and they sold that for $200. Like, just do that instead. Instead of this little like 4-gate 1-car thing. It's just, I think all the reviews that I watched, and there weren't many because not a lot of people got them. I mean, how much does it show that Nintendo's not talking about it? They're not sending them out. Like it doesn't make you feel very confident in the game.
The fact that I'm getting my review copy, possibly release date or later.
Yep.
Who's gonna get the Luigi and 4-gate one? That's what I want to know. I mean,
no, it's sold out. It's sold out. Best Buy, Walmart, Amazon, they're gone. Online.
I guess people got both then, because I imagine Mario's first, and it's like, all right, let's get both.
I mean,
maybe these are people that are buying 2 of them, thinking that they can, combine
or sell them.
There you go.
I mean, I sold my Mario pins this week, and let me tell you, Nintendo fans will buy anything.
You're not wrong.
Pins, did you hear about those pins and all of there's a lot of defects and misprints with them. I saw a lot.
I hear that. I didn't even open mine.
The M is not colored in. The eyes are messed up.
They're worth more in the box than the package.
Some people got duplicates instead of all 5 different
really?
ones.
Wow.
A lot of people on Twitter, a lot of people on Reddit complaining about them not being good quality.
Dan the Man asked if they're going to make more characters. I believe they said that was the plan, but we'll see how this game takes off if it takes off. I think that'll be more than anything else.
Yeah, I'm keeping an open mind because obviously I'm going in to review it. I wouldn't have bought this for $99 just seeing what it is, but
this is a glaring example of where I do come in and I go, I wonder what the press would have reviewed this game if they actually had to pay for it. I know press, they never want to tell you that, but I will never let go of that. There's a difference when you put your own hard-earned money on something and then review it versus somebody giving it to you for free.
I factor that into my Mario All-Stars review for sure. I'm going into this saying I would not have bought this as advertised for $99. Does it change my mind after playing it?
And for a Mario Kart game, I mean, if we're comparing it to the Mario Kart standard, the reviews are middling, kind of bad, 6s and 7s. And I have to imagine that if people shelled out $100 or $200 to play it, those 6s or 7s would be 5s and 6s for sure. Like they would come down
a little bit lower.
Just a little bit. It's a lot easier to swallow when you didn't pay $100 for the tech demo, And
that's not something you can probably even return because it's a download code. Once you
all the cardboard you got to fold and everything, like you probably can't fit it.
You can't
up.
resell that thing. Yeah.
No. Yeah, you can't because it's a download code anyway. It's not like it's a physical game.
I'm still open to getting it, but basically what I reserve myself to is I will get it used down the road. I will pick up it for
How can you get it used, though, if somebody's already redeeming the code?
The game is free to play. You can download the game, the software.
eShop?
Yeah, you can download from eShop. Anybody can. You just need the carts and the gates. So I will try to pick them up after somebody's done with it, like for half off.
Got it.
Like if I can get in with 2 carts and gates for like $60, $80, then I'll probably do it. But if I never can, then I won't. And Garrett, I bought Valhalla and Call of Duty instead. I was like, I could spend $200 on this tech demo.
That's true.
Or I can buy these amazing games.
I'm very tempted with Valhalla. Oh my gosh.
Dan and Kyle in the chat talking about making new characters. Maybe they will make standalone characters that you can buy separately so that you don't have to buy a whole nother set to get a second player.
If
that
the
would
game,
be nice.
Down the road.
If the game is $100 and they make a standalone Yoshi or Donkey Kong, they're going to sell it for $60 or $70.
They'd probably sell it for 30.
The cart
A
with
cart?
the camera?
No, that's
Oh,
70.
that's true. I forgot it has a camera on it.
That's
You're
the
right.
majority of the price. It's going to be
You're
a
right.
$70
Sure.
player 3.
At least.
Then who's buying that?
That's
Yeah,
why
No one.
I don't think it's going to happen.
that's true.
I'd be very interested to see the game sales because I mean it's Mario Kart, so I want to believe it's going to sell 1 million or 2 copies at least. Like I want
It'll
to. It's
sell
Mario
whatever is on the shelf because we know it's sold out right now, so it's
Mhm.
probably selling well.
Kart. Yeah, but even
But
most
will
of
it
the press
continue
didn't
to
get them,
sell?
so I'm not even sure how many they made.
It's true.
Such limited stock.
There's only like 5 reviews. Like the review cycle didn't like not everybody got one. It's like Game Explain, IGN, GameStop or GameSpot I think got one.
Normally we get early copies and we didn't get this
But
one.
most people didn't get them. Like most Nintendo channels and ambassadors, they didn't get one.
Mm-hmm. Donnie, you say this is a first party game, and I'm just like, wait, it is?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like that's my question. Is like, is it really a game or is it a gimmick? That's
It's a gimmick.
It. Yeah.
No, you're
that's
right. I
how
mean, it's
feel.
Valon Studios, right? It's a whole new thing. It's not
Mhm.
like first party developed. And I think it looks good. I would
Yeah.
still be excited to play it. But after hearing all the details, the fine print, if you will, like I'm completely
The
scared
realist
off. Yeah.
views about it. Yeah.
Like, and if dog hair is going to ruin the carts, that's a no-go for me.
You're not gonna want to clean that every single time
Have
you're
you
playing.
seen Archie? Have you seen pictures of my dog? He's all fur. That's all he is. He's just fluffy.
Such
I mean,
an adorable dog.
I'm really bummed. This is bumming
Mm-hmm.
news for me. Really bummed out. Because
All my experiences.
I haven't been playing my Switch a whole lot. And like this
Mm.
was the game for a month and a half that I was like, but I'm gonna get that. Right? It was like Pokemon felt like a miss. I mean I played Mario 3D All-Stars, but I think we all wanted more from that. Right?
Yeah.
I just kept putting hopes of like, well, we have Mario Kart Live, and I'll play that for a couple weeks, and then Hyrule Warriors will be here. And it's like, well,
You're also going to be playing the Red Lantern.
yes, I do have the Red Lantern.
That's true.
So hopefully that is awesome. Because if that's not, it would put Donnie on Nintendo Suicide Watch.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
I don't know what I'm doing here anymore. Man, I tell you, Hyrule Warriors can't come fast enough.
It's gonna
Oh,
rescue you.
Oh,
it looks so
it
good. I
has
don't,
to at this point.
we got more news, but I'm afraid of them revealing too much. Like they did with Mario Odyssey. Do you remember they showed us like all of the kingdoms?
Pretty
And it's
much.
like, well, save some secrets. I don't want them to do that for this.
That's a good segue. It's a good segue. But before we get into it, I want one last thought. How great would it be if Mario 3D World was here, like now? Like
That's true.
it feels so much better. I think I'd feel so much better if Mario Kart 3 or Mario 3D World was somewhere around.
Flip Pikmin 3 in Mario 3D World. I probably would have done that.
Yeah.
I probably would have done that.
I think so.
As Rebecca already mentioned, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity got a new trailer this week, and in this little short teaser trailer, we saw Master Koga in the Yiga clan, and he's fully voiced, which was quite
That's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
He's gonna kill you all to death.
He seems like he's going to be so much fun.
I love it.
But what has people talking most is this mysterious person that shows up at the end in just all kinds of gear. So a lot of people are trying to figure out who this person is. Rebecca, I think you were like super early on tweets.
Mm-hmm.
So if I may, I'd like to turn it over to you and let you kind of tell us who you think it is or what the internet thinks it is.
Yeah, so I had lots of thoughts when it first did that reveal. It had the character with his back to the camera. You could see the Gerudo symbol on the back, and then it shot to like a really close up of the face with like just the eyes barely. You couldn't even really see the whole face. A jewel on the forehead.
Yeah.
And that jewel really stood out, I think. I thought of two villains immediately. I thought of Vati from the Minish Cap, and I thought of, a lot of people thought of Yuga from A Link Between Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And in the description, you even wrote here, Master Koga and a loyal new ally will lead the devious Yiga clan against Hyrulean forces. So we know that this is a character that's going to be loyal to the Yiga clan and to Calamity Ganon. The more I thought about it, though, I think it would be hard for it to be one of those two characters. A lot of people were talking about in Breath of the Wild, there is if you go into the castle, into like King Rome's diary, he mentions something about a fortune teller that is foretelling, Calamity Ganon coming. And a lot of people seem to think that it's this fortune teller, that he or she warned King Rome, almost as if like not to try to help him, but to get him to awaken all of the
see the errors of his ways.
Yeah, to go underground, get the what are they called, the divine beasts, awaken them, and then kind of cause Calamity Ganon to wake up and take over. So a lot of people think that it's this fortune teller. I do also find that hard to believe, because that would require them going really, really deep into the details and lore of Breath of the Wild already.
That's why I think it is.
I hope it is, because that would be so awesome for what this means, that they're really having that attention to detail and making this as fan servicey as we want it to be.
That's my favorite theory.
In the best possible way.
That's my favorite theory so far, just because of that very reason. I was like, if that's what they're doing, if it's that deep, that's exactly what I want.
It was someone can correct me if this is wrong, anyone in chat or whoever is listening to, Zeltic on YouTube, I think, was the first one to make this fortune teller prediction, and people were kind of running with that.
I think it fits. I think it could be that. Typically, though, I think sometimes we take things way too far. It also could just be a new character.
That was the thing. I feel like that's probably most likely, if they're not diving super deep into this and making it super attention to detail with the lore, because Hyrule Warriors had a lot of original characters. We had Lana, Sia as the villain, and I don't think we've seen an original yet for Age of Calamity.
Volga.
So I think it very well could be. It very well could be. I wouldn't be surprised if we had several original characters.
I hope we do.
I hope we
I would hope both.
I like seeing, especially for villains, I like seeing original new characters. Sometimes I get a little bit tired of Ganondorf all the time.
Oh yeah.
I like to see other people kind of working under him.
I love this idea of this mercenary that joins forces with this, band of ninjas and stuff, and it becomes its own force. It's almost like Lord of the Rings-ish. They're mercenaries from the West and stuff. So I think it'd be awesome. I would love to see this entire global conflict of, different villain factions coming together and different hero factions doing the same, and just make it really epic, because that's what we want, right?
That's the warrior style,
Age of Calamity, right? We want to see this entire world just wrecked, because we know where it goes. So building this global conflict totally excites me. So still got a lot of hope in this. I may have too much hope in this game. It's getting out of hand at this point. With all the other misses, I'm like, man, I need this game to be 10 out of 10.
It seems like it will be, to be honest. With everything that we've seen, I just get more and more excited for it.
It's going to be a great game. I think, so the character, the mysterious character, I'm leaning towards Yuga. But I'm not thinking it's going to be he's connected to the dark world and there's going to be all this, link between worlds, lore stuff. I don't think they're going to implement all that. It's just going to be a reimagination or a reformation.
So Yuga's just in a different timeline, different thing. Completely
exactly.
unconnected.
I'm looking at the character art right now. He has the magic staff. He has the floating orb. That's very closely related to this character. It has the, kind of the snake eyes, very wide, very pointy.
Midna also has those eyes.
Midna also has, okay.
Yeah, but Midna wouldn't be working for the Giga clan.
I'm just pointing it out.
I got the little jewel right there.
I saw a lot of people screen cap the eyes specifically, and they were like, "It's Yuga," and I'm like, it actually looks more like Midna, just with the eyes. If you omit the orb, you omit the jewel and everything, if you just look at the eyes, I'm like, yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah, and I think Garrett's right that they probably wouldn't, because that would have huge implications about low rule existing in this version of Hyrule.
Oh, that would be
that would open up a huge can of worms for as far as the lore goes. But I think Breath of the Wild is kind of that game that brings all of the timelines together. You can even see it in the place names. There's so many references to other games and other characters.
Wind Waker, we've got Kuroks and Lonline Ranch, and 100%.
Yeah.
Brings it all together. So you're right. It might be bringing that timeline into this without really that implication of low rule.
Are you scared to believe?
Of Yuga.
Are you scared to believe there could be Yuga in low rule? Because what if that is Breath of the Wild 2?
Oh, Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, because what if they hint that it's Breath of the Wild 2?
We would be getting Hilda back. We would be getting Bravio back. Oh my God.
I think from the moment Breath of the Wild 2 came out, the whole fact that they went underground That's what everybody immediately went to. Is like, oh my God, this could be a whole separate thing now.
Oh my gosh.
So like, if they wanted to set that up and tease it, that's a great way to do so.
Well, Zach wanted to know, we had a question from Zach. He said, do you think there will be some sort of tie into Breath of the Wild 2 and Age of Calamity? Maybe some hinting towards a name reveal or a small trailer for beating Age of Calamity or any kind of reference to it?
I would love for the game. All right. In the perfect world, here's what I want from the game. Give me all the backstory and fan service that fills in all the blanks in Breath of the Wild. And then give me the tease that explicitly details where we're going for Breath of the Wild 2. Don't give it away, but confirm where we're going, what's happening. If there is a low roll, confirm that. If Ganon, however he is resurrected or whatever, just confirm what we're doing so we can end the speculation and expect what's to come.
Would you like a teaser trailer at the end of beating it?
I think that would be amazing. The only thing about that is I would hate for it to be spoiled for anybody.
Yeah.
I normally don't care about spoilers, but this is a Zelda game. Completely different. If somebody spoils like the game for me, I'd be super pissed.
Yeah.
I would like someone to, something to look forward to with Breath of the Wild 2, but everyone knows everyone's going to go into Breath of the Wild 2 like no matter what. If they put a tie in Breath of the Wild 2, that's great for Hyrule Warriors. They claim I think this game is setting up to be very successful, whether they have this tie-in or not. I just like how they're just backfilling this prequel
This game
story.
is going to sell bonkers.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
We had one other question about Age of Calamity that I think is kind of relevant. Seabass wanted to know, one thing he's been wondering is about Amiibo. They're doing that run of the Breath of the Wild Amiibo again, so anyone who didn't buy it before, it's restocked in stores now. What do we know about the Champions Amiibo functionality in the game? I don't think they've said anything yet.
I don't think they have
I would
either.
imagine it would be compatible if they're restocking this.
It was in the original Hyrule Warriors. You could do Amiibo, and you could get daily rewards and daily equipment and stuff like that. And I imagine probably a lot of the same. I wouldn't expect them to go out of their way to feature Amiibo in some grand way in a Warriors game.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't get your hopes up. I think it'll be what you expect. I think you'll get materials, cooking materials, and things. You'll get bonuses for doing it. But it's not going to be necessary. It'll be optional.
I think a lot of games outside of Smash Brothers, it's like that. It's like, here's your extra item, here's your extra bonus or whatever. And now that you have a compatible Amiibo with that game, I'm thinking of Fire Emblem, Monster Hunter.
The best thing that I could think of, and I don't think they're going to do it, so I'm not speaking this into existence, but I've always thought it'd be really, really cool if Amiibo unlocked like custom character outfits that you could only have if you had the Amiibo. That'd be great.
Isn't there that in the first Hyrule Warriors, or am I misremembering that? I could be wrong.
Yes. So there might be. No, you're right. It took me a minute because for so often when I think of Breath of the Wild and I think of using the Amiibo, it's just getting materials, right? But that's not true. You do get random drops of armor sets in like the Fierce Deity Link. That set you can only get by using the Amiibo reward, I think. I don't remember. It's been 18 months since I've played.
You can in Breath of the Wild. I was wondering for Hyrule Warriors one.
Ooh, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think so. I don't think I remember got armor sets or anything like that. Maybe it was like something small, but often I remember just getting like 8 fire rods and 13 swords and stuff. Like that's what I remember getting.
I think it will probably be the same thing in Age of Calamity. They're used to using Amiibo like that. It probably will be again.
And then talking about like the smithy and talking about the cooking mechanic and how they're building that into the game. We know that the ingredients, you're going to be collecting these and things as you play and cut grass and blow up stuff. So it just makes a lot of sense that you would give that stuff to people for Amiibo. I would imagine.
There also might be another champion if you scan the specific champion. If you're using that, like let's say you're playing as Urbosa and you scan her Amiibo, maybe it'll give her like a temporary power up or something.
Or a cooler sword or yeah, something like that. But the custom outfit stuff, like just reward them for buying the little toy. You know, it's not that hard. Go out of the way. I would love that. Just give everybody like a specific set of armor. Make like a champion's armor that everybody gets. It's gold or something. It's cool. That would be cool. The ESRB has rated Apex Legend for release on Nintendo Switch. It's given it a teen rating. Typically, when ESRB has a hold of something, it means it's coming soon.
Yeah.
I still think this is going to be a giant release. Apex is big. It's kind of, I think, faded off in terms of the talk for like a year straight, half of our Discord was just doing Apex. They've all since found something else, but I would imagine when this hits Switch, we'll at least see some folks go back to it. So, I mean, I don't know. Probably out next month.
Yep. That seems totally possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see November or even early December.
I was
Definitely.
thinking before Black Friday.
You think 60 FPS on this game?
Not
Or
a chance.
30? Oh, man. I can't do that with Apex. Apex Legends is like one of those Twitch shooter games.
Hey, if it's 60, then you know what the trade-off is going to be.
It's true.
It'd be looking like Axiom Verge, which Thomas Happ has announced that Axiom Verge 2 has been pushed to 2021. He said that he hopes it's the first half of 2021, but he said that this delay has made him aware to not promise things anymore. So he's like, look, the hope is first half, but no promises. He attributed the delay to sophisticated enemy design. So in the design of the new enemies in the sequel, he showed like the tech off that he's working on in like little video clips. It was really cool. Actually, of all the delay announcements, I think this one was the best because he sat down and showed you the reasons why he's delaying the game and what he's trying to do to make the game better. I wish more people did that. Yeah. But he showed that his enemies now have line of sight that you don't see them, but like they're there. And he showcased what they look like. And if they see you, they'll start chasing you. So he's working on those like new sophisticated enemy design, improved tools and some things that he hinted at, as well as the new art style, which you see like, unlike like the NES, maybe Super NES style that they have now, like we're gonna have so much more effects like blowing grass, like wind things, stuff like that. So it's an exclusive, but I don't necessarily know how many people were thinking it was going to be out soon anyway. Like at this point, I was expecting it to be delayed.
It was one of those like, oh, right, that game's supposed to come out.
Yeah.
Somehow.
So like Roki just came out like today, and then we have the Red Lantern, and those were surprises because I think we all have, or at least on this podcast, we've talked about it. Basically, if I didn't know your game had a delay, the assumption was that it was being delayed. After Golf Story, I was like, well, if we don't know, especially as we get close to like November, if we don't know, it's not coming. Right?
Silence it's not ready.
Yeah, pretty much. Splatoween returns in Splatoon 2, which we talked about last week. We will have Team Trick versus Team Treat on October 30th through November 1st. Team Treat won last year, which is unfortunate. I do typically pick the wrong team, and I will be picking Team Trick again.
I may have to be Team Treat on this one, guys.
Oh, Garrett, Team Trick.
I like my candy, guys.
What
I
happened
love
to
chocolate.
us being a Triforce? What are you doing, man?
I just like to, break the bonds a little bit.
There's always that guy. There's always somebody in the family.
The one person. We'll see.
I've got 2 tiny bits of news.
Very tiny. It's very small. But it's okay. We share the news of all sizes. We're a non-discriminatory podcast. Anyways, the tiny bit of news that I have, okay? Atelier Ryza 2. The Lost Legends and the Secret Fairy, Donnie's most anticipated JRPG of all time.
Make it stop.
It
Feels like a troll at this point. It's been like 6 weeks in a row.
Has a release date, January 26, 2021 in the
Not
US.
Even out yet? We've been talking about this long?
Number 2.
Oh.
The second one. You got the second one. It's out in Japan if you want to import it. I know you've imported it.
Seasons all over again. It just keeps...
And the 29th in Europe for you folks out there. And then secondly, Chris Tales. I've demoed this. I've actually explained this on Shack. It's a very nice storybook JRPG. I really enjoyed what I played with it. It seems that it's going to come out early 2021. They didn't say like an exact date again. And I was like, okay, cool. Totally understand. I have plenty enough games to go through this holiday. So those are my 2 tiny bits of news.
Took a moment to look at the chat instead of listening to that game, and I realized that we didn't mention the little egg, which I feel like we'd be remiss in Age of Calamity.
Guardian egg. Oh my gosh, we didn't see anything new about him in this trailer. He was just kind of there.
He's just adorable.
Is he?
I think so.
Love an amiibo for him.
I
want
to cut his legs off.
What do you think
Every
is
one
wrong
of
with
them.
you?
Left,
Stop it.
right. I'm gonna flip
Johnny.
him over, freeze him.
Crack the egg, scramble it.
Absolutely, get Guardian parts.
You guys are horrible.
It's a Guardian. What do you mean I'm horrible? You're horrible.
Guys,
They kill everyone.
Not this one. This one helps.
Not this tiny little one, man.
They're all evil. No, they're all evil.
I will protect him.
I want to see the like in like was it Wall-E, whatever, it's like turns red, like just a red,
He just
like,
turns on
light.
everybody.
It's like evil,
No.
just in the middle of it.
We'll get an amiibo for him.
Like Land Before Time with like the little T-Rex. And they're like, it'll grow up to be a good T-Rex. Rebecca, let's get into some questions.
So you were excited about this one. Java wanted to know, how does everybody feel about some politicians using Animal Crossing to help campaign? We saw the Joe Biden campaign, I think it's tomorrow, is going on Twitch to showcase the Joe Biden Animal Crossing Island.
Wow. That's a thing.
It's a thing. It is a thing. I feel like this is Pokemon Go to the polls all over again.
Yeah, I mean, he says he finds it manipulative. Gaming has no place for politics, and I would just say that I disagree. I don't think. I mean, I understand the idea, right? I understand the stance that you want to take, but there's nothing sacred in politics. I mean, we see it. It's everywhere, right? It's in Twitter. It's in where all of our stuff. It's on Twitch. So if it's on Twitch, if Bernie Sanders is doing Twitch streams to talk to his base, then why wouldn't they do it in Animal Crossing? There are talk shows in Animal Crossing and all the other stuff that they're doing. Like if a celebrity can promote their brand using Animal Crossing, then why wouldn't a politician do the same thing? It's just a tool. And if anything, and I don't want to be standing up for this. It's almost like the libertarian stance in me. It's like a freedom of press type thing. I agree with you. I don't want to see these types of things in my game. So I agree with you. But at the same time, like, it's just keeping it open. And to be honest with you, I think the point is they're trying to reach a new demographic and they're going to where those people are. So if you don't want them there, then don't go there. But if everybody's congregating in Animal Crossing, then they've got to try to find a way to reach them. I don't think it's any different than Bill Clinton going on Arsenio Hall or, like any of the things that these politicians do to try to attract themselves to younger people. Conan went on, all the talk shows. Conan, I meant like Barack Obama. He went on with Conan and Seth Meyers and all the things. There's no different than that, to be honest. To me, it's the same thing.
I think there's some young people on his campaign team who sees the popularity of Animal Crossing. Maybe they enjoy it themselves and they saw an opportunity to reach young voters.
It's just easy press. Even if you're not reaching them, it's easy press.
Mm-hmm.
All the IGNs and everybody will cover it. They'll do little articles about what happened and all that.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to lay out a different situation to you guys, the other side, where we block politics. Or not block politics, but block like the speech part that doesn't harm anyone, right? It's just you're just speaking out. Genshin Impact has some criticism right now in voice chat, not like Discord or whatever, but in voice chat. They're starting to block words that's like Taiwan or Tibet. These are Chinese developers, and this is under the Chinese Communist government. And under the Chinese Communist government, you cannot say Tibet. You have to say like Tibet, China, or Taiwan, China, because they presume it's part of China. This is the other side of it, right? We're having a platform that speaks our views, and that's in any game or any platform that you choose.
I'm more offended by a state restricting than I am somebody using it as a tool. Like I'm way more offended by that.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think Animal Crossing, Twitter, it's the same thing to me, guys. You're going to a platform
really
that you're kind of. I know politics is not the reason of Animal Crossing. I'm not saying that either. It's just that.
Yeah, but politics isn't the reason of Instagram either. But every politician has one. Like,
exactly.
And before you just say like, I understand like wanting to be like, I don't want to see senators and presidents and stuff. But how is it any different than like a developer that makes a game with a political statement?
Yeah.
Politics is a part of us, or at least some of us. And some people feel really strongly about some of their viewpoints in the world. And they use their creative outlets to push their opinion. And we can't restrict that just because we don't like it.
I actually like how politics can be well blended into games in terms of like, an open world with like factions or something like that.
Or a narrative story game from a certain perspective and things like that.
Yeah, Last of Us Part 2, man, Fallout series, like they have so much politics into those games. It's like it's kind of hard to be without it. I think I argued this
once with Kyle. I think I was saying it may have been like the Blizzard thing, right? Like there was the Blizzard thing where they had like the walkout and they were all upset about about, I never remember about all this stuff before. It was very political. And I think he even said something like, oh, I'm just tired of constant politics, which we've been on a peak, 3 or 4 years where I understand that. Like, I don't retract that statement. I am tired of politics. It's not just this season of the election. I feel like we've been on a political freight train since
in the
Trump
US
was elected. Yeah,
in the United States, yes.
Everything is political. Every opinion, all of it is always political. And I think Kyle told me, he's like, well, you can't take political views out of products because the people that make them are in fact political. And he's 100% right. Like, as much as I would really like to just breathe and not have to see it anymore, he is 100% right. It's just, we all have a bias, and there's no way of making things without that coming through in some way or another. It could be as small as a poster they put on the hallway or an entire story arc, but it's gonna bleed into it because it's just human nature.
Well said.
Moral of the story is go vote. If you're a registered voter,
don't say that to people.
Go vote.
No, I'll say it. Go vote.
Yeah, definitely go vote.
Shy Guy wants to know, while Nintendo doesn't compete with other consoles when it comes to graphics and power, do you feel next gen will force them to improve their user interface and user experience on the Switch? They pointed out things like parties, improved content sharing, or even simple things that we never got, like themes and folders.
I have I'm glad we got a question like this because I've been saving one for a while. I have a little pet peeve that's starting to bother me on Switch, and it's really acute, so I wanted to bring it up. I have multiple systems, so I'm constantly hopping in and out of my account history to re-download things to other systems. Because my buying history is that I typically go to the website, search for the game I want, buy it there, and let it auto-install on my Switch wherever it is. Problem is, if I buy a game that I want everybody to play, then I now have to go pick up the other consoles and mark the download there as well, because Nintendo doesn't give me the option of sending it to where my account is registered to. So like on Xbox, if I buy a game, I can actually tell it which Xbox I want it to send it to, or all of them, right? I can't do that with Nintendo. Have you guys ever went into like your library of games that you've bought, like your previous purchases?
Yes, and I don't have nearly as many as you do, but it's still filled with like demos and
it's a
crap
mess
that I don't care about.
You can't sort it, you can't change it. Here's the thing that is going to blow your mind, and maybe they fixed it since the last time I tell you, but I swear to God, I proved this once. I think even I have a screenshot of it. It's not necessarily in alphabetical order. It's like an alphabetical-ish order.
Oh
like
my
all
gosh.
of the S's are like together, but they're not necessarily.
I can't.
And you
handle
can't
that.
like search or organize.
You can't search, and like it gets weird when games are like new Super Mario, or and you're like, well, is it the
Legend of Zelda?
Yes,
Legend of Zelda?
Exactly. And
Breath
I'm like,
of the Wild.
I hate this. Every time I do it now, I'm like, I really, really hate this. And I keep going through, and I've got hundreds of Switch games. So I'm just combing through this list constantly, up and down and up and down. And here's the thing. You can't go to the store page. Because if you search for the store page, you go to the store page, it just gives you a grayed out option, purchased. You have to go here and do this. It's driving me. This is the small details that like breaks my, HTML wizard tech mind. I'm like, why? Who would ever design this disaster? But to the question, no, they're never going to change any of those things until those things are affecting sales. And that's something people have to learn to come to grips with. Why would they change it now when Xbox Live has been Xbox Live for 15 years? This isn't new. They didn't change it on Wii U. They gave us Miiverse instead. I don't think they're going to do that. Now, improving the user interface and things like themes, like they can do that whenever they want.
They could have done it for the past 3 years.
Yeah. So they can do it whenever they want. I think they'll do it when they feel like they need a boost.
They'll do add and tinker with things because it took us 3 years into the Switch's life to get the accessibility where you can change the control schemes for each of the controllers. That didn't come right away. So that's, I wouldn't call that interface, but that's a user experience option. And you're right, that came halfway through the Switch's life.
I don't like the Mario stuff in the eShop. Makes it
It's
slower.
very boring.
Makes it slower.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
everything's like 2 seconds slower. 100%. If
Great.
you're hopping in and out of there a lot, you'll notice it. Like all the little animations, the pages, they don't cache as fast as they used to. It's like, well, this is why the store is the way that it is.
When did we get folders in 3DS? Was it like...
It was late.
Was it late? Okay.
Didn't we get folders in 3DS the same time we got them on a Wii U? I thought that was a joint announcement. I thought we got them
That
both
could
the
have
same
been.
day.
I have no memory of this.
Maybe I'm misremembering. I think we got them at the same time because they're almost the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like the UI and the way they look and everything are almost the same, but maybe I'm misremembering that.
Mm-hmm. Themes have been around on 3DS since the beginning, though. And it's like, there's
I own
just...
like 60 themes on my 3DS.
I know, right? There's just no excuse. You can put...
Such a sucker for a theme.
I know, right? You can put $3.
On them.
I
You
did.
put
I
$5
spent
a theme.
so much money on ridiculous amount of
insane.
money.
And
Or
honestly,
gold
I
coins.
think if they gave us the option, because you're right, you talk about how it's so much faster. Themes would slow down the user interface. That's
It
a
would.
fact. You
Okay.
would be sacrificing your load up the game in 3 seconds. But I think we should have that option. You can use the basic white or basic black if you want that
Yeah,
speed and
it's up to you.
simplicity. But I don't care if I have to wait 5 more seconds to load it up.
Hey,
Just
if I've got a
interface.
if we got a sweet Breath of the Wild jingle and an animation that's doing it while I wait, I'm happy to wait. It's like, look how cool this looks.
Java in chat says, "Give us Switch themes via My Nintendo. Let us use our gold points on it."
That's why I have so many themes. I'm not sure if you guys have ever been to our YouTube channel, but for a while there, I was capturing like what my theme looked like on my phone and loading it to YouTube. Those videos have like ridiculous views. Like 10,000 people have come to check them out because
See it before they buy it.
yeah, because I've got well, here's the thing. Here's what I didn't know. I got some comments recently. Every month or so, I'll go in and kind of try to catch up on some comments and see what people are saying. And recently, I think one of the Breath of the Wild or Zelda things, like that theme is gone. Like it was an exclusive theme and it's gone.
Oh,
And people are like,
wow.
"How do you have this?" And I was like, "I never even thought of that." But I'm a sucker for a theme. My PlayStation 5 or my PlayStation 4 has like 50 themes on it. My
I know,
3DS
right?
had tons of themes. Like I love a good theme. So
Me too.
yeah, I'd be all about it. But I mean, I've always defended the eShop and the UI because it is fast. It's super snappy.
Mm-hmm.
But the more and more they add that stuff onto it, the slower and slower it's going to get. And then I wonder if people are going to. I mean, people are going to be upset no matter what. There will always be somebody who doesn't like something. So
It's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to use it if you don't like it.
I do think though. I mean, I believe the rumors. We have another Switch coming.
Oh, we have a Switch Pro. Definitely.
There's a
coming
Switch
out.
on the way, and because they do have to probably. I don't think it's necessarily an answer for next gen. I ultimately just think they've reached the max of what they can do, and if they don't release another unit, they're going to lose third parties. Like they're at they've done every trick in the book they can to make games run, and it's getting to the point now you just can't. You're so far out of the ballpark, like you can't even downpour it anymore. So they've got to do something, and I expect that they will. Man, I can't wait to upgrade.
Sometime next year.
We're gonna
Give me
talk.
that.
We're gonna talk Rebecca into upgrading with us too.
I know, right? Monster Hunter Switch Pro. Let's
She
go.
kept telling everybody, "I have my same 3DS forever." Now she's got a brand new 3DS. It's infiltrating. It's
But I did
toxic.
it years later. I did it many years later. I just bought my Animal Crossing Switch this year, so I'm not due to upgrade. And as long as I can't transfer my island to a new Switch, I won't do it.
Here's the answer:
I
two
won't do
Switches. Animal Crossing Switch for all other games.
I have my
Exactly.
original Switch. I have both now.
Get rid of the original Switch. Get the new
By
Switch.
way, it has a crack in
There
it.
we
Nintendo
go.
Shack will start 10 minutes of me and Garrett talking about how awesome the new Switch is and showing it and putting it into the camera.
It's like new form factor and everything. It's like, hey, look, Rebecca, Breath of the Wild in 4K. Do
Hey.
you see that?
I won't care about that. I will care if there's an awesome Zelda Special Edition console.
What if the Switch Pro has themes and
Theme exclusives. Let's go.
I'm gonna upgrade my Switch just for themes.
You say that like I wouldn't. Like I totally would.
I seriously might. No, I think the only upgrade that I would get, and I've told you this, the only time I'll upgrade is if I can get a Breath of the Wild or any kind of Zelda
An
special
exclusive
console
experience.
that I really like, or Breath of the Wild 2 is exclusive.
It's coming with Breath of the Wild 2. That's where I am at now. Like if you're gonna launch a Switch Pro like that, I think you almost have to. Why would you not launch it with that? Like what else would you do it with?
That's
Metroid?
true. They always launch a very big game with their reiterations.
If you're going to launch a new system and you really want people to buy it, Yeah, you're gonna launch it with Zelda, and it's gonna be a special edition.
Yeah,
for sure.
I can see that.
I can't do this.
You better start saving
It's gonna
out.
look great on that Pro.
Look, $10 a paycheck now. You won't even realize it. You'll be like, I've got all this money.
Rebecca, I'm investing in stocks right now. Just join me. Come on. We gotta just win some money, and then we're good.
I play the lottery.
This is the way.
Gags wants to know, is Mario Kart Live Home Circuit considered Mario Kart 11? It kind of is.
Yeah, I mean,
okay,
it is.
So I think it's technically Mario Kart 10. I think Gags was thinking Mario Kart 8 Deluxe counts as 9.
Oh, okay.
Mario Kart Tour counts as 10. And Home Circuit counts as 11. I was always thinking that Tour counted as 9. So I was thinking for whatever their next Mario Kart would be, they would skip the 9 number and then just say Mario Kart X, like for 10, would be like the coolest thing ever.
I'd be down for Mario Kart X. I don't want to count Tour.
I don't want to count Tour either.
I don't want to count Tour.
You don't like
mess.
it, but it counts
Ugh.
as a Mario Kart game.
It does.
They're promoting Tour more than they're promoting
They are.
Home Circuit.
Did they
It's
announce this
insane.
week like Halloween something or whatever coming to?
Ton of content, and it feels so much like they've wasted really good content in Tour. I don't say wasted, but I don't play Tour. That they could be putting into like a home console Mario Kart
Or
game.
things.
Or DLC pack.
So many good characters that you can play as. There's so many good tracks, so many
Put
good
in
challenges.
deluxe.
Yeah.
Block Fort and characters. They give you $40, Nintendo. Come on.
So when they eventually come out with Mario Kart, the next Switch or console iteration of it,
Mario Kart Pro.
will be 11?
Ultimate.
Ooh.
Mario Kart Ultimate. Give me everything.
Travis touchdown.
Give me a Travis court. I would be down with that, man. Wouldn't that be cool though? A Travis touchdown court?
It would. I thought it would be cool the first time, but if they ever release another Ultimate game, just know that my immediate response is going to be Travis touchdown.
Oh my god.
Uh,
All right. V wants to know which Pikmin game has the best soundtrack.
I don't play enough Pikmin to know.
I've never played Pikmin,
Yeah.
to be honest with
V,
you. Okay.
all I can say is that I think Pikmin 3 is by far the best Pikmin game. We did have a question in the Discord last week. Which Pikmin do I play? Do I go back and play the old ones? And absolutely not. I think Pikmin 3 is the ultimate Pikmin experience. It improves over the others in every way. So if you buy 3 and you play 3 and you love 3, then go back and play the old ones. If you don't love 3, then don't go back and play the old ones. But 3 is by far the best one, and you'd be remiss if you didn't do that one. So out of that opinion alone, I'll just assume that Pikmin 3 has the best music too, but I don't know.
Well, I really like the Garden of Hope theme. That's like my favorite Pikmin track. I don't know which one has the best soundtrack overall, but that's the song that I really like.
That's good.
G-Man wants to know if WiiWare was able to come to the Nintendo Switch, what
Didn't it?
games do you think would be available?
Isn't it?
No?
There's a lot of WiiWare-like stuff on the eShop.
I think he means actual Wii titles that you could like virtual
like the
console.
old ones. Like those original games that were on WiiWare?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I feel like you need to look them up. What was the one? It was like the Astro Boy?
I've heard of that one.
I think that's one. I need to do some.
Yeah, give us some titles because I should have researched
Wasn't
this.
A Boy and His Bob like a WiiWare game?
I don't know, but there were a lot of them. I remember a lot of people. There was a kind of a campaign to go download these games before they get taken off because of like the eShop closing and
Yeah,
whatnot.
there were definitely like some good ones. Bit Trip was a WiiWare game. I love Bit Trip and Bit Trip Runner and stuff like that. Those are great games. So that's a good answer. I wish I would have looked this up beforehand.
Sexy Poker is a WiiWare game.
That's a something.
Right?
Oh,
10.
it's Jet Rocket, not Astro Boy. Jet Rocket is the one that I remember, and that's a really good game. And I think it has maybe even been re-released. I've got Excite Bike World Rally. I remember that one. I never played this Final Fantasy game. Art of Balance. I played that on Wii U. That was a good game. A lot of these have made their way to other things. Bomberman. Castlevania. I didn't know that was a WiiWare game. Taki Tori. Played that on Wii U. Swords and Soldiers. Played that on Wii U.
A lot of games.
Yeah, Cave Story. Cave Story's great, and that's on Switch.
Yeah,
it's
it
a
is.
really good game. Yeah, I think I just rattled off enough. That's really, really good. Let's see here. Bit Trip. I love the Bit Trip series.
I don't know a lot of these games.
World of Goo. Yeah, that's a thing people
I've heard of World of Goo, yeah.
I didn't realize so many of them came to Switch already.
Yeah, either Switch or, like I said, if you have a Wii U. The Wii U is, in a lot of ways... I mean, I've said it a bunch. I'll say it again. The Wii U is, I feel like, must own if you're going to invest in it because of its collection of stuff. The amount of stuff that you can amass with a Wii U at your fingertips is quite crazy. Game Boy Color, N64, like
game.
every Zelda game I think is almost playable on Wii U.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and all the WiiWare stuff, you can go through the Wii. Well, when it was up, you could go through the Wii and get them all. Like, it's really, really good. There's a lot of stuff there. It's honestly just for a legacy console. It's like the ultimate Super Nintendo Classic or whatever. If you look at it like that, the Wii U has a lot to offer. Yeah.
Still have my Wii.
I still have mine. It's
I have a Wii U I have a Wii in a box as well. I have my original white Wii.
That's what I have.
Me too.
With the GameCube ports.
Yeah,
the GameCube ports and the memory card.
I have.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, this is funny because I just put the Wii U up in the attic with my other stuff, so I just saw it. I have like 3 Tiger Woods games. I think I have a Medal of Honor game. I've got NCAA football games. I think I have a copy of Eternal Darkness, like all GameCube. Like a couple things I left. I have the Resident Evil Steelbook. And they're just all up there with my Wii box with my GameCube controller.
I got Super Smash Brothers Brawl and then the Project M SD card still inserted in there. The Project M mod. Oh, that was some good stuff.
I got rid of a lot of my stuff when I hacked the Wii U. It's like when I hacked the Wii U, I put like every GameCube game imaginable on it. So I got rid of a lot of the ones that were of value that I didn't want to keep. Like if I looked it up and I was going to get like $13 for the game, I kept it. But if it was like $40, I was like, well, let's go ahead and get rid of that. So.
Nice.
Let's have one more.
And this is our last question for this week. And this is one that we've answered before, but I think it's been a while since we've answered it. And I think maybe our answers may have changed. Adam wants to know if you could bring any game to the Nintendo Switch, what would it be?
Oh, you guys take this one. I want to think about it for a minute.
I gotta think about this too. I think the first thing that's popping in my head is just in the moment. And I hope a partner case, a Nintendo Show partner case comes up this month. But Bravely Default 1 and Bravely 2nd, I think should be on the Switch. I really enjoyed the first Bravely Default. I did not finish it on the 3DS, and I don't want to go out and pay for Bravely 2nd. I think, get those ports into Switch. And have it out. I think that's in the moment for me the most wanted games that I want right now.
I want Rare Replay. I think it's time. I think we have the partnership warranted to finally get it over.
I was playing Banjo-Kazooie last night.
Yeah,
I totally was. You could check my Xbox history.
Nice.
Rare Replay. That's what I want. It's time. It needs
I
to
love
happen.
Rare Replay. It's a great collection. It's in a lot of ways, I think, where I was really hoping Nintendo was going with the Mario thing. It has all of these like commercial trailers and interviews and things that are like built into the menus and stuff. Yeah, and like when you load it up, it's like a theater, and you like side by side attraction. You can hop into the game. They've got special features. It's like this is how you do a collection. And here's the thing, they're all like ports. Like none of it's like original or remade or anything. So like even in the Mario 3D All Stars way, just that fan service would have made it makes it feel so much better. Because when you install Rare Replay, which you can get on Game Pass, by the way, so you can just get Game Pass and play it. When you install Rare Replay,
on PC,
it's just backwards compat titles. Like they really did nothing to it. It's like Banjo from 360 and Conquer. It's just a collection of old games. But even outside of that, like the little menus and stuff that they gave it, I think set it apart.
Nice.
So I guess it comes to me then. I want to try to bring something that I normally wouldn't bring. Because, I mean, I would say like the No More Heroes games, like a remastered No More Heroes 1 and 2, 1 or 2, but I would hope 1 and 2. That would get me really excited. Like an up-res just version of those cartridges. I would be really excited for those. And we've seen the rating for 1. I hope that I can believe in that. I want to believe in that. Fall Guys. Yeah. Like Fall Guys needs to come to Switch real fast.
That's going to happen, I think, before the end of the year.
Oh, not before the end of the year.
You don't think so?
next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be late next year. It's going to be like summer.
Yeah.
They're going to miss the boat on that. People aren't going to care anymore.
PlayStation locked it down. Like when you see the interviews and he answers the question, it's like super.
Oh, yeah.
We're worried about making the experience great for our players now. Like it is just like no hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
It is a bummer. It's a real bummer. You're right. It's a bummer.
Because nobody's going to care at the end of next year.
I disagree. I think they will.
You think?
They're going to keep up with the seasons, I think.
I hope by the time it hits Switch, it's free to play. And if it is, then they'll care. I think when that happens, they'll care.
Yeah, I don't want to buy it again.
Persona? Any of them?
Persona 5 Royal, please.
Doesn't even have to be that one.
That's not a
Persona
thing
3,
anymore.
Persona 4, just one of them. Just do one.
Persona 5 Royal needs to be on there, I think. That's my, yeah. I take back Bravely Default. No, Persona 5 Royal. That's it. Sorry.
Braid? Did it ever make the Switch?
Oh, I've heard of
That
that.
would have been cool.
They're doing
That's
a
not-
remaster?
Yeah.
And they're doing a remaster.
They are doing a remaster,
And
yeah.
that's also not coming to Switch.
Is it not?
It's not.
Oh, what?
Fez?
Fez is okay.
I like Fez.
I've got the Platinum on PS4. It's just, I don't want to play it again on Switch.
How about a Fallout game?
Fallout New Vegas and 3 would be nice. And I think you can do those ports fine. They can run okay.
BioShock did.
BioShock did. Why
I've
not?
always thought, I'm really upset that we don't have the Batman games on Switch.
That would have been good.
Arkham City, Arkham Knight, anything like that. Like port those over. Those would go well. I think those would sell well. Do the collection. They have a collection on the other consoles. Like do those.
Mass
So-
Effect trilogy.
Well, that's coming. It's just coming later.
Way later.
Still,
I know.
probably not to Switch.
Yeah, probably not to Switch.
Well, I said if I could bring any game to Switch, that's what I want.
That's a good one. Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Really? Wasn't it when it was announced? Weren't you like, "Oh, this is so stupid. It's not coming to Switch."
Yeah, but I thought about how I wouldn't buy it.
That's the Rebecca we know.
I get
Assault.
excited about games, but that doesn't mean I'm going to buy them.
That's fair. That's fair. Trying to think if there are any more. I mean, I think that's a lot. I haven't really put a lot of thought in this question, but I think I could if I really sat down and try to.
There's
think.
so many games that can go on.
Any
Switch.
collections? One of the. I definitely have one that I really want. That's easily doable. I want Rockstar to bring the mobile versions of GTA 3 and GTA Vice City to Switch in a double pack with controls like I have on my Chromebook. Have you guys played the mobile versions of those games on an actual device? No. You can turn the resolution up to like 4K and you can turn up the draw distance and the frame rate and it still looks old, but it's incredibly super sharp and super smooth. There are like no glitches or anything. It's a great experience. Just take that, put it on a double pack on Switch, sell it for $50, and I would totally buy it. And I think
that could, and that
everybody would.
Yeah.
Switch.
That's the thing. Is like they sell it on mobile for like $6.99, and it's like, triple the price of that, and sell it on Switch, and 2 million copies will be sold like that. They don't even have to change it. All they got to do is like remap the controls and maybe add like some menus and stuff. It's actually a really small amount of stuff that I think they could do. It's already running on mobile. Like, this is a straight port. I'm stunned that we still don't have those games on Switch. Do you have any idea how excited I'd be if they were like Vice City's coming to Switch?
I would get it.
Play the hell out of that game.
When's the last? Is there a GTA game that ever came to Nintendo?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh,
okay,
yeah.
I don't know GTA much.
Had one of the best rated or selling ones. What was it called?
Chinatown Wars.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was actually, it was like, I think it's the best rated DS game on Metacritic or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, it's
I'll have to get that then. Possibly.
Yep. It's an easy port and one that I would be really, really excited for those. I think those would be great. Any of the Devil May Cry stuff that we could get beyond the ones we got. And the ones we got are just really, really old. If we get, even like the DMC one would be cool. Did the question mention like any old Nintendo games at all? Or was it strictly like games Nintendo doesn't have?
Just would bring any game to the Nintendo Switch. Adam said he would want Marvel versus Capcom 2.
That's a good one. I think for some people, I'm not a fighting game. I mean, I've always said, right? Like, how many times did I say Wind Waker? It seems like the
just give me Wind Waker.
Yeah, Wind Waker and Twilight
I mean,
Princess.
my answers by default are always more Zelda games. Anything else I say is just a bonus.
I want Fire Emblem Awakening. I would take the game.
Give me the Fire Emblem collection.
I would take a Warriors game. Nintendo's not going to do no damn collection.
I know.
They're going to sell you all of those at $70 a piece.
With Amiibos and art books and
3D All-Stars took it out of me. Like, I've given up hope. I'm like, this is never going to happen.
If they're not going to do it for Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
If GTA 5 could ever come, I mean, that would be cool. I don't know if it can.
Yeah, that would be hard now since it's been a while.
Could No Man's Sky come to Switch?
I think that would be hard to run. It's hard to run on base PS4.
Could a Far Cry game come to Switch?
A Far Cry 3 could.
That'd be cool.
4 maybe. 4 is pushing it though.
Original Red Dead?
Yeah. I see Red Dead Redemption too.
I don't think they would, but they could.
Not number 2, but TOO. Yeah.
I'm just combing through lists of things. And I'm just picking the things that I would agree in addition to I threw in 8 or 9 of those are my own. A lot
Give
of
me
these have
Dishonored
actually
1.
come. Oh, dude. How about Madden?
Give me the sports games.
Why the hell isn't Madden on Switch yet? Jesus. Come on, EA. That's ridiculous.
Because EA. That's why.
That's just gross.
Do you think it will run well, though?
Madden?
I mean, you've seen sports games.
Give me the Vita version of Madden.
I think he means how much love EA would put into a port.
I don't care.
FIFA.
They put Madden on 3DS and they put Madden on Wii U. Give me a version of Madden.
Did it sell well?
Oh, Yard and Angel. I have said that one a million times. Thank you for the reminder. Yes, the Metal Gear collection.
Metal Gear collection would be nice.
Give me the Vita one. The Metal Gear HD collection on Vita, which is Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 remastered. And those remasters on Vita are excellent. They're look very good. Great on Vita. They play amazing on Vita. I still have the HD collection that I have on 360. I have the box copy because I can still play it. But yeah, the HD collection is fantastic. They should absolutely do that.
And Peace Walker. Yeah.
Didn't Konami just do Peace Walker is good? Peace Walker is good on 3DS for a 3DS game. It's not great.
I didn't know it was on 3DS. What?
Oh, wait a minute. Not Peace Walker. I'm thinking Peace Walker's the Vita only one, right?
Yeah, Peace Walker's the PSP.
I'm thinking, is it 3? The Snake.
Twin Snake.
Twin Snakes. I think that's it. It's
that's
good
the
on
GameCube
3DS.
one.
It's not great, but it's good. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay port. It's better than Xenoblade is on 3DS.
Xenoblade. A lot of games are better than the Xenoblade.
I'm just trying to put it in perspective. But didn't Konami just release the Metal Gear versions on COG? Wasn't just a thing 2 weeks ago? And I was talking about why aren't these on Switch? Do you know how much Metal Gear Solid would sell on Switch?
You know how much Konami games would sell on Switch?
That's at least 3 million copies. At least. And that's, I think, being low. I think you could probably get 7 or 8 million copies of Metal Gear Solid HD on Switch.
I think these, we're talking about classic third-party 360 PS3 era games that we're saying that there's going to be millions of copies, but to be honest with you, the Switch audience, that's a part of it, but I don't know if millions of copies.
I don't know. 3 million. That's
Metal Gear
for a Switch audience. I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know.
I think Batman, I think GTA, I think Metal Gear, I think Persona are brands that sell no matter where they go. And and on this, I think I'm going to flip the narrative on you, Garrett. These are games that people would love to have portably, to take them with them because of the games that they are. So
I agree with people do. I don't think millions of people would think that
Switch install base over 60 million now. We're not asking for a lot. We're talking 2% of the base.
I know. I wonder though. Will it take a lot of effort to do this?
I would say at least. I think the majority of those games I just mentioned, they all sell 1 million. And if you can sell 1 million copies of a game you already have, that's worth doing. You don't think a million people would buy Metal Gear Solid HD Collection on Switch? A million?
I think a million would.
Yeah, a million people would definitely
Maybe
sell.
not 3.
Madden? You don't think Madden would sell?
Madden would sell crazy. I think
It would depend. I think it would depend on how.
no, that would get everyone because that's the sports people too.
There is no
Who
Madden,
plays this game on Switch?
but
Nobody.
But there
FIFA.
is, but there is
People
no,
play on Switch.
FIFA sells.
That actually sell well on
NBA
Switch.
2K
Yeah, it
sold.
sells like crazy. That's why they literally copied FIFA 21
Well, I know they did that.
because they know it's
It
a
sells.
super low cost for a lot of money.
And here's the
I
thing,
didn't know it sold on Switch well.
I don't think you can do
know.
Madden every year, and I think that's why Wii U only got one. That's why 3DS only got one. But I think you can do one. I think Metal Gear. I think Persona. If they put Persona 4,
I would love Persona, man.
Persona 4 would
you know
sell
me.
gangbusters on Switch.
Give me a collection: Persona 3, 4
The Batman
Golden, and
game?
5 Royal.
If you did a Batman collection, that would sell gangbusters on Switch.
I think so too. Yeah.
So I think that's a good collection. I think how many rattle off 20, 25 games? Here are the all.
I would spend hundreds of dollars.
The thing that I'm proud about our list is I don't think our list was usually when people say this question, I hear this in other pods. They're like, oh, I went The Last of Us and Battlefront. It's we were very keeping our we were kept everything in check. Right? We were keeping it very realistic. I still don't think Doom Eternal's coming to Switch. Look,
That
I know they
thing's gonna-
said it. I know they announced it and they took pre-orders, but I'm still questioning. I'm like,
I don't know.
is it?
They're waiting for that Switch Pro. They're like, they're gonna have that
No,
model,
it's
right?
exactly right. Yeah. Like a Captain America's like, I don't believe you. I don't think you will.
Oh man.
Oh, Jabba says Doom Eternal March 26. Okay.
With the Pro. That's the rumored date for the Pro.
Wasn't it March 26 last year too?
No, it was March 26th this year because of the Monster Hunter thing.
I'm scared. I'm scared for Doom Eternal. I openly wasn't super high on Doom. It's cool that they got it there. I don't think it was worth it with all the concessions they had to make. And then the idea of Doom Eternal getting there, I'm just like, oh, no way. Maybe they can. I hope I eat my words, but the Doom Eternal I played, not a damn chance. Doom Eternal I played, you couldn't run 25% of that on a Switch. Not close.
But people did, man.
And here's the thing. I played Doom Eternal on Xbox One X, and it blew my mind that I was running it like it was on Xbox One X. That's how good performance Doom Eternal was. I was like, this is nuts.
And that console was heating. It was. I mean, it was going.
It blew away like Call of Duty, almost every shooter. I was like, this thing is so fast and so smooth.
Yeah.
And its world, its levels, Rebecca, they're so vast. They have lots of verticality. You're climbing platforms, and it's a lot of geometry.
Shots.
How the hell do you do any of that on Switch? You see the Outer Worlds?
It's gonna buffer's gonna go. Boom.
No.
It's not possible. It's literally not possible. So
Let's see.
we'll see. We will see.
Thing.
We will see. Here's what I know. Kaiju will play it.
Kaiju will
He'll
definitely
be
play
there,
it.
200p 8 frames, being like, I'm having a blast.
He's like, you know what? This is a little difficult, but I'm having a blast. I'm having fun.
That's what's important.
God bless that man.
That is what's important. I was thinking of you earlier, Rebecca. Jack was having a spat. He was playing Fortnite with his friends, and I overheard him through the door. So I walked over, and it was all I heard was he was like, I didn't say it was as good as Xbox. I said it's close enough. It's good enough. And he goes,
You thought of me.
yeah, I did, because he was like, graphics aren't everything. It's not always about the graphics.
Good for Jack. He is absolutely.
He knows.
He said at one point, he goes, you don't even play a Switch. How would you know? Be quiet, is what he said.
Yes.
Look at these fourth grade console wars, man. They're getting it.
I love it.
I wish I could have recorded that voice chat. I wish I had him streaming or something. That would have been amazing. Because it was funny because it wasn't heated, right? It wasn't there was no animosity, but it was a a healthy debate. But it was also cute, in cute little boy voice. It's just
Trying to get the logic in there.
very innocent. It's this is something else. But yeah, I was thinking, I just imagining, I was like, I bet this was Rebecca. Graphics don't matter. Who even cares? You don't even play Game Boy, okay?
I can take this to argue my points for me.
Melissa, she's like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't think that's my son. Like, I wanted to be in there and be like, hey, graphics do matter.
Play on Xbox right now, sir.
Oh, it was very adorable. I tried to recount like word for word in the Discord earlier. I posted like a few of his exchanges. I wish I would have heard what was on the other end. But yeah, man, it was great. Anyway, that's going to do it for us this week in Nintendo Shack. Chat, loved having you guys here. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. Quick plug, Caroline, the Nintendame, is back on the PSVG Podcast Network this week as she's recording on PSVG Prime with Kev. So if you normally don't check out that show, maybe make it a point to do so this week. They've got their own solo feed, and they're on the master feed with us as well. So, yeah, if you guys want to hear from Kara, I'm sure they'll be talking about Animal Crossing, Hyrule Warriors. Every time I go to see Hyrule Warriors, I want to say like Breath of the Wild War. Like I immediately go Breath of the Wild something. It's just like
Wild Zero, the prequel.
Yeah, like I'm like Breath of the High. Oof.
Breath of the High.
But yeah, that'll do it for us this week. We'll catch you next week. Good night, Kooplings.
Bye-bye.